if you keep running away from a situation that keeps coming back up for you over and over again, then I think it would behoove you to stop and say, okay, why does this energy, why does this situation keep following me around? Is there something I'm supposed to be learning from this?
Absolutely. And I think I don't want to quickly pass over something very fundamental you just said, which is a spiritual law. That is that unless you learn the lessons from those relationships that you're meant to learn, it will keep happening in that relationship, and then the next one, and then the next one, and the one after that. And if for no other reason, it's important to take the time to delve deeply into yourself and into the reasons for those experiences in formative and other relationships. It's just because you don't want to have it keep happening. And I think what you just said, again, also the other part of that which is so important is ask yourself the question, what are the disappointments that I keep having? What are the upsets that I keep having in my relationships? And then it must mean, if you're logical about it, that it can't be all of them, right? I remember one of my favorite jokes. This guy is on the phone with his wife, and he's driving down the highway, and his wife said, "Where are you? What highway?" And he tells her, "I'm on the I-95." He says, his wife tells him, "Be careful. There's a man driving the wrong way." And the guy says, "Not one man, they're all driving the wrong way." Right? And the point is, obviously, he was the one driving the wrong way on the highway.
I don't think I heard that one before.
Oh, really? Yeah. Could it be possible that it wasn't your father, your mother, your first boyfriend, your second boyfriend, your first husband, your first child, who are all doing the same thing to you and they're all wrong? Maybe there's actually something that you need to grow from and to change. Not an easy conversation to have with yourself, but necessary.
Yes.
And I think that's really the focus. If we talk about the benefit of challenging relationships, why is it coming into my life? I need to get better. And this is, by the way, this is not a negative assessment of any one of us. I need to become better. You need to become better. And one of the most powerful, beautiful ways that this can happen is the people we love and some of them that we don't come into our lives to point and say.
Well, it's interesting. Just right before we recorded this, right, I said to you, like two things happened this week, one day and then the next, right? So it wasn't just all in one day. And I'm trained myself enough that if something's coming up a few times in a week or even at once, I'm going to pay attention. And I said to you, I know this isn't real. It's an old movie. It's a familiar thing. It's like a residue of something I've really worked on, but clearly there's residue there, right? So even when you work on your tikkun, you work on these areas.
Tikkun again, meaning the correction, what you came to correct. I'm not sure all of our listeners.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to, still going to get opportunities, and slowly it chips away, and eventually it might be gone. But I mean, it makes me laugh a little bit when it comes up again, right? You think you've come so far.
And again, to give you, I was going to say, not, to give you a compliment, I think what you do, which is really important, is that you talk about it. You talk about it with me often, talk about it within yourself. There's no chance of that going away without that either internal dialogue or with somebody you trust and love.
Well, first awareness, and then my point of talking about it to myself and then to you very often is that this is not really, I'm not taking this seriously. I'm going to take this, that I need to change it, but I'm not going to take this thing that happened seriously because I'm so aware that it's just not really real. It's just completely set up for me to get over it completely.